Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about this client server architecture. With this video, I'm not just only explain what is client server architecture is. Here I will explain developer point of view. Okay, first I will explain your general terms of client server architecture. As you can see with this diagram, we have client side and server side. We have client side and server side. We can say client side as your browser. It can be your PC browser or your mobile phone or anything you use to connect with web page. We request web page using URLs. URLs means, as you can see, I have a sample URL. Here this first four character represent the protocol. Here we use HTTP protocol. As you can see, HTTP protocol is that mean S stand for a secure socket layer. It will encrypt end to end. End to end means when we request from the client side, it will encrypted, and when it goes to server also receive it as a encrypted one. The only server can understand this encrypted one. That means server who's the only can decrypt this information, then we can say it as end-to-end encrypted. Okay, and www is the subdomain of the domain.com. Domain.com is the parent domain, otherwise main domain. And here you can see the port. We can give any port number. By default it will take port 80. If you not mention port number, it will use default port 80. Path you can change according to path can be changed according to application, server to server it can be changed. By default, server identify application home page using file name called index. As an example, if you name file as a index.php and user request without giving exact page name, server use index.php as a default page. That means we index is the default page. Primary, okay, here we have a key and that means parameters. Parameter key is the parameter name, parameter value is the parameter value. Okay, here as I mentioned, these are the those are the basic information about the URLs. Okay, let's go to our client server architecture again. When you request web page using your browser, it will goes to server, and according to these request, according to the client request, server return response. That response can we can see within our browser. That means we request using URLs, we request using URLs, we request information from the server, and according to that request, server return response. That response we can see within our browser. That means visually available within the our browser. Okay, this is the basic idea behind of the client server architecture. Now I will explain you developer point of view, this client server architecture. Okay, as a developer, you have to work with server side and client side. When we develop application, you have to write server side code and client side code as well. To test final outcome, you have to do the request from the client side. That means if you develop some application within the client server side, that end user screen is the most important thing. Then you have to test using that using the client side. You have to test the server side. Then that means you have to work with both sides. Okay. When you set up your local development environment, what you do mainly you set up server-side environment within your local PC. You don't need to set up anything with the client side because you already have those things within your local PC. But uh, when you are set up your local development environment, that means you set up server side. That means you are installing Apache, MySQL, PHP, those technologies related to server side. That means you are installing, you are set up server side within your local PC. I hope you guys already set up your local development environment. If not, please go through with my previous video how to set up your local development environment. I will add that link to my this video description. Okay, we have two types of codes. One is server side code and other one is the client side code. Client side code means these types of code only can be understand by client side browser. It can't be understand from the server side. Server simply ignore this code. Server don't care about this code. As an example, we can say HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Server-side code means this code only can understand from the uh, server side. Client side can't understand these types of code. And as an example, we can say PHP is a server-side code, and client browser can't understand this PHP. Okay, I will explain these things with the practical example, and let's go to our practical example. Okay, let's go to our example. First, I will show you our once you set up your local development environment, uh, installing Apache and PHP and MySQL. As example, I'm using this XAMPP package. As you can see, I have already installed following softwares: Apache, MySQL, and also PHP. Those softwares. That means I already set up my local development environment. Here I will show you now I will start before I will start I will show you here this is my local host. It still not started. That means I'm still not started our local server. Here I can give port like this. If I need, I can give port like this because 80 port is default port. It will not show when we enter the 80. Let's change port to different one, 8080. Now you can see it will try to connect with the 8080 port, but 8080 also not that means there's no any service run within this 8080 port. Then I will use 80. I will start this Apache service. Now within my 80 port, it will runs Apache, and you can see my root folder information. Root folder means it is the folder we save our website or web application folder structure. Here, my root folder is located to xwamp htdoc folder. This is the my root folder, web root folder. Um, this is actually server side. These are related to server side, and yeah, these information here, these information related to client side. This is the client side. This is the client browser, and this is the server side folder structure. Okay, now I will request server side for file. Let's go to test. As you can see, it says it's me. This page comes from the server side. That means when we navigate to here, because I haven't I didn't that mean I just navigate to test folder. I didn't mention any file name. As you can see, then it will automatically grab this index.html file because we don't. That means this one is renamed as a index.php 11. That means it's not, this extension is can't understand from server because it's a different. Then index.html, it will get as a by default it will get as a index page, otherwise home page. That's why it's show it's that this page. Okay, I will let's go to our terminal. Let's see here. Um, Here I with my IDE, here you can see that index page. It says it's me. This is the page. It will by default it will get this page. Okay, and okay, and okay. Now I will create here. I will create a, page called test.php, and I will add the HTML code to here. Okay, let's add. Okay, now I have added HTML codes. Now and you can see here these are then HTMLs are client-side code, not server-side codes. Then these codes only process within the browser. It will not read within the server side. That means server ignore these code. The server don't care about these things. Okay. Now I will add the PHP tag to here. That means these now these inside of this tag we uh, will going to implement our server side code. These are server side codes because server can understand this tag. It will can be run within the server. Okay. I will echo. let's say let's p tag, and inside of this tag I will add okay, I will add the first, I will add ID as well. Okay, and ID call my name. Okay, here I will add my name is Sri. Okay, this is server side code. These are server side code. Other code, these are HTML. That means client side code. Let's run this. Let's call this test.php. Yeah, you can see it will return my name is Sri. But these things coming from the server side code. If we open this, if we inspect element, you can see here, you can see it has head and body. Within the body we have p tag. P tag is also HTML, and but this p tag returned from the server side because we wrote these things. As you can see, echo uh, p tag. It will echo from the server side code. That means uh, we can write server side and client side code within the same file, but only thing is these code processed from the client side, these are processed from the server side. That means uh, one server return, that means this file is saved within the server, no, that means these files not available within the client side. When we do request, when we request the page from the server, it will go browser request this page from the server. Then server, according to that request, server return this file with the this client side code, and also the returns with the server side code. It will not, that means browser not get this like this, that means this PHP tag, it will not available within the final result. It only available this information because the others are already processed. That means these are commands. Echo is a command, and this PHP tag we also used to identify the PHP code. Then those are not client side code. Then those are not coming with the return result. It will only return the result, not the commands. That means server-side codes not available within the final result. It will only available for results. Okay, here you can see within this code we have result. My name is Sri. This is the server-side result, and the others are all the others are client-side code. Then those are not processed within the server. It just returned from the server because those things available within the test.php. Those are not processed within the server. Just only process this inside of this tag things. It will process these tag. Just only these tag will process from the server. Others are returned as it is. Okay, here, and let's say we can change we can then now you can see here we have a title called document. Okay, now when we go to the browser, we can see here our tab name is document. This document name came from the this using this client side command, because client side we saying that browser to our title need to be a document, title name need to be a document. Then browser know this, and browser read this information. It will change browser tab information using this value. That is the way we things work with the client side script, so client side code. And initially we saying that this document is HTML, and likewise there's a lot of information with this HTML tags. This is the head section, and this is the body section, and also we have within the HTML we have a DOM structure. DOM structure means document structure. Within every browser have a document structure. Using JavaScript, we can access that document structure. We can change using the JavaScript. Let's add, okay, let's add the style to here. This is a client-side code. We saying that browser to change this page body, that mean body background color to, let's say, red. Okay. Now using this style code, these are client side code. We saying browser to change the body color to red. Okay, background color to red. Then browser can understand this command. This is a command actually run within the browser. Okay, let's try this. If we refresh this, you can see it will change the background color. Likewise, we can change the visual implementation or behaviors using client-side code. Let's say we can change something. Let's add the JavaScript as well. Script. Let's say x equal to document dot get element by ID, and let's say our element ID is my name, our p tag ID, and let's we can change this to style. Let's say color. That means color means font color. Let's say yellow. Okay. Now let's run this. Okay. Here, let's what happened. Uh, Style X. Okay, here we need to implement these things after the receive because within the HTML level we because HTML and server side things process from the beginning to end. That means start from here and it goes to down here. Then if we write code like this, that means this is script available. That means script search this document element. Otherwise, we have to use the otherwise we have to load this information after loading the page. We have to use uh, there's a script to change this, but I will add this code to bottom of the page. Now it will run without any issue. Okay, as you can see, it will change the color of the that string. Okay, here what happened is we using the document object, browser document object, browser document structure, object structure. We access the browser DOM and we get the my name p tag we get as a x and we change that x that means p tag style color that this is here we change in the CSS property CSS style thing we change color means font color to yellow. Okay, using the JavaScript we access the browser DOM structure and do the changes to that. Likewise, these everything this JavaScript, CSS, and HTML, those are client-side scripting languages. That mean we can within the browser we can do changes. That means these changes owned by client. These are client-side. That mean these things owned by client. Your browser. That mean you can do anything with these things because server returned the result. Now this result visually available within your browser. That means these codes can be changed by yourself. If you need, you can change anything in here. Like let's say if you need to change this element, edit. Let's say edit. Okay, if you need to edit, let's say my name is Sri. Let's likewise we can change anything because this JSON part is not coming from the server. I have injected from here. I have changed from here. Then that means server side result already result already returned from to the browser. We can change within anything within the our browser because this result owned by client. Okay. Likewise, these are the client and server side coding example. That means example. Uh, Server process the server side language, browser process the client side script. These are the things we need to know about, basic things we need to know about the client side and server side coding. And yeah, um, this is the basic example. I think you have some idea about what is the client side coding and what is the server side. And also I need to mention here we have within the server side we have session save within the server side and cookie save within the client side. Likewise, there's a separations, those things as well. And here I think you guys have some basic idea what is the server side and what is the client side uh, from the developer point of view. I guess this video is useful and you guys learn something. If you think it's useful, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see future videos like this, please subscribe me. Thank you very much.